Alright guys, here we are on the draw with 3-land Pia, Ikirinalar, Liliana, Lightning Bolt, Jace. This hand's pretty awesome. We've got pretty good fixing. We can support double red and double black if we want. We can go Lightning Bolt on turn 1 into a Jace, into even Liliana, Pia and Ikirinalar, depending on how we shock ourselves. So yeah, this is great. We would keep. Opponent is on a mull to 6. He mulled to 5. Kept his hand and scribed to the top. So Serum Visions will help him kind of dig his way back into it, but definitely like the mull to 5. Because he kept on the top. It's interesting. He kept on the top and then he scried to and bottomed. I feel like if we thought about it pretty hard, that could tell us something. But I'm not going to. So let's think about how we can fetch. If we fetch a Watery Grave, or if we fetch Blood Crypt, yeah, we want this to be our Blood Crypt. Sulfur Falls, that'll give us black-red. Sulfur Falls can give us our blue source, we can play Jace on turn 2, and then we can pollute a Delta for our basic Swamp to get Liliana. And then we have only one blue, but we have double red and double black, and we didn't have to take any damage, assuming he's not going to play his own Jace or something. So I think that's the best way to sequence our lands. So we'll just go Scalding Tarn, pass. If we can land a Liliana and start ticking it up, that should really seal a deal for us. But these matchups can really come down to, how many Kolaghan's commands people draw, me or my opponent. When I say people, I mean the two people involved in this match. Yeah, I think we want to go Blood Crypt. We might not just jam the Jace out there. Our opponent doesn't have much going on. If we played Jace and he mana leaked, and then next turn he fetched, he could play a Tasigur, at which point we could play a Liliana and kill it. That lets our Liliana die to a Bolt, though. He can just Kolaghan's command to finish off our Liliana and get his Tasigur back. So I don't know if that's actually worth it, or if we just want to just pass. I feel like we could just, we are playing 4 Inquisition of Kozilek. I feel like if we just keep playing fetch lands and keep passing the turn back, seems like we're hard pressed to lose, seeing as we have 7 cards to he's going to be drawing his 5th. Again, a lot of things can happen, but just jamming our Jace out there and letting it die to a Lightning Bolt, and then he can mana leak our Liliana, doesn't seem to be where we want to be. These spells are so great, assuming they're they hit the table and live, that I think we just kind of want to guarantee that happening. There's another Jace. I'm going to wait another turn, though. I want to be able to, play Jace and then him, counter it and then drop a Tasigur and I can terminate it at end of turn. Looks like he might be twin. I don't know why I just assumed he was Grixis. Inquisition would be a good draw here. Steamance is not. So we're dead to Deceiver, Exarch plus Spell Snare regardless. We could play the Jace, let him Deceiver. If he goes to tap down our land, we just have to terminate. We'll play this. Trying to think if we want to fetch before casting Jace. I don't think we probably should have. That's fine, I guess. We gotta get those remains out of his hand eventually. Yeah, and this needs to grab Swamp. Just play Jace again. Start grinding him out of bolts, I guess. P and Karen doesn't do much in this matchup. That's fine. I mean, it's just, but it's like a 4 mana, you know, 4 damage clock. Not the best when my opponent's threatening to kill me for 4 mana. He's going after Serum Visions. If we can flip our Jace, I think we're in a pretty good spot. It's digging for Lightning Bolt, I would assume. Did not find it. He could have another Remand. He could have a Mana Leak. I think Pia and Kieran Nalar is probably the thing that we don't really care if he counters. So I might just cast that. I kind of want to fetch another Black Source here, because that would let us play Liliana and hold up Terminate next turn. Sure. So there's 2 Remands and a Snapcaster gone. We have a Terminate. We can play Liliana next turn. We really need to find an Inquisition of Kozilek. We can just play Scalding Tarn plus Jace and then be able to Terminate, Snapcaster, Terminate. Or we could go the Liliana Terminate route. We could play Liliana. Is he untapping his land for Cryptic Command, or is he untapping his land to use the Lighthouse? I guess if we put him on Twin plus Cryptic Command, if he untaps and goes to cast Twin, we can just kill him anyways, unless he draws like a Remand on his upkeep. If he has a Remand, we're dead regardless. He could have another Snapcaster. I think we have to Terminate here. This resolves, this game over. Alright, Spell Snare. Does he have the Twin too? Nope. Interesting that he's playing a land. He must just have land. That lets us discard with Liliana before we cast a spell. We should have fetched there. We're going to flashback with the Jace just so we can play PA and Kieran this turn. I have 3 red sources. I'll just grab an island. Cool. Mid-range. Mid-range spells. This should be game. It's gonna start looting. Kolaghan's command is pretty good. I think we'll just discard it though. Discard the Thought Scour. He found a Splinter Twin. So we can put him to 10 with a flashback on a bolt. Next turn, hit him for 4. Or we could Snapcaster Bolt, hitting him to 10, and then we hit him for 4, 6, and then flinging 2 Thopters. Yeah, that kills him. So we'll do that. I guess we could flashback the Bolt and do Snapcaster Serum Visions this turn. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, he takes 2, 4, 5, 6, and then we have 6 mana to fling both of these things. Or we could just Kolaghan's command him. Maybe saving the... No, we weren't going to save the Snapcaster. I don't know. I think it might have been a little bit better to use Jace on the Serum Visions and then hold up Snapcaster on the Bolt and just do that on his turn, but whatever. Oh, I'm not doing this right. We can Kolaghan's command now, so we can clear out his Deceiver Exarch if he drew it. Tap my mana correctly. So this forces him to play his Deceiver Exarch now, and then we can just main phase kill it with the Liliana. I guess he still gets to tap down one of my guys. But yeah, he's dead. Second dude. Alright, game 1. So our opponent mulled a 5, and he didn't have the Splinter Twin when he needed it, but I don't know, we still did an okay job grinding him out, considering we didn't draw any of our Inquisition of Kozileks or our counterspells, and we had these, awkward P and Kieran Alar in our hand, which are not the best against him. When he's casting a 4-mana Splinter Twin that just kills us. He's casting a 4-mana thing that wins the game, and we're casting a 4-mana thing that just makes dudes. It's okay, but definitely not the greatest. Rise and Fall is awesome in this matchup, as is the Dispels, the Thoughtseize. Rending Volley is good. Dreadbore not the best because it's sorcery speed. Spellskite's still fine. We're just looking to, rip apart his hand, grind him down. Lavamancer is a little poor. Jace, in the other, so in the, I guess, normal Grixis Control decks, the Grixis Control list that I was playing that was, only running a couple Jace, I ended up cutting him in this matchup, even though he was awesome when he stayed alive. There's just, Twin has just as much, if not more, card selection and filtering that we have, so they're able to find, a lightning bolt pretty easily, and it's kind of tough to keep Jace alive. I don't know if we can go the route of just cutting all of them, but it's definitely not something that we want to be casting on the draw, like on our third turn, because they could just like Deceiver and then kill us, untap and kill us. But I know we're going to cut this Dreadbore, and we can trim some of the bolts, or we might just want to get rid of PA and Kiranalar. We could just get rid of the PA and Kiranalar and just try and win with Jace. Getting him back. He's going to die, but we can get him back multiple times with the Kolaghan's Command and the Rise and Fall. I like the idea of, not having this awkward 4-mana thing in my deck anymore. I think this matchup really depends on how many Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize we draw. Normally, in like the normal Grixis Control matchup, you would cut Mana Leaks because they play around it after board, but we really can't afford to just because we don't have many counterspells. You're playing to like Cryptic Command as, your end game, but we can't do that, so we kind of have to keep the Mana Leaks in. But yeah, this is a good hand. This is what I want against him. I think I'll play the Creeping Tar Pit on turn 1, and then turn 2, I can like play a fetch land and Thoughtseize and hold up Dispel. That'll get a Remand out of his hand and something else, which is pretty good. Unless he's playing his own Jaces, I don't think I'm punished. I could also just turn 1 Thoughtseize, and then that lets me play turn 2 Mana Leak and hold up Dispel. It's probably better. So maybe we'll do that. Bloodstained can get us a Watery Grave. Scalding Tarn will fetch us either Mountain or Island, or do I want Mountain or Swamp? I could use the Scalding Tarn for Watery Grave, and then Bloodstained can fetch me a basic Mountain if I need it. They can both get the Mountain, so it's just, do I want the second Swamp? And I don't think I do. But I don't think I would need the third Island that much either. I think Bloodstained Mire is a slightly better fetch land to have if I'm fetching Watery Grave. And I think I have to fetch Watery Grave, so next turn I can like hold up Mana Leak, and then if not, be able to Thought Scour plus Dispel. I could fetch basics, but I don't really want to. Maybe I need to be doing that. Alright, bear with me while I take a screenshot. Did have the Blood Moon. Oh, sorry. This is in the way. So we have Blood Moon, Deceiver Exarch, Keranos, Roast, Steam Vents, Sulphur Falls. I have the Mana Leak for his Keranos, so I don't think I'm that worried about that. Probably just want to take his I don't know, it's rough. I guess I take his Blood Moon. Does it really matter though? It hurts him more than me. He's just straight blue-red. He could play Blood Moon. I could be able to play through it. Man, I wish I fetched a basic. If I knew I was drawing a fetch land next turn, no, it still wouldn't matter because he could play Blood Moon on turn 3 before I play a second fetch land. I'm just trying to think if I can let him keep it. I can just Mana Leak it if he goes forward on turn 3. Any turn after that, I have Mana Leak plus Dispel. Maybe I just want to take the Deceiver. If I have Island and then Bloodstained Mire fetching Swamp, I guess I can play through that. I think I'm going to take the Keranos. I don't know. That's close. I feel like I could go any way with that pick, and all of those options are fine. But hey, well, you know. So I can Mana Leak his Blood Moon, and then Inquisition his Deceiver. If I Inquisition now, he might main phase the Deceiver. Play the island so we can try and, like, you know, force him into casting the Blood Moon. If we play Bloodstained Mire, actually, I think if we play Bloodstained Mire, he would be more interested in casting Blood Moon there because we can't get a basic mountain with the Bloodstained Mire. Hopefully it goes for it. Yeah, I think he kind of has to. He doesn't really have much else going on. So now we get to take a Deceiver Exarch and hold up Dispel plus Thought Scour. He can remand my Thought Scour if he wants. I might just put this Tar Pit into play while I can. Pretty good while we have a Dispel. Hopefully he didn't draw Dispel for the turn. Where's my mountain? Did I mill it? I did mill it. That's unfortunate. Well, Blood Crypt it is then. Polluted Delta will give me my basic island. That's awkward. We don't have P in Kiran Alara. Can we get by on one red? He's playing Blood Moon. I feel like I need to get another basic island. Ew, this is terrifying. I have this. Well, I will be discarding the polluted Delta. Interesting that he doesn't go for the remand. Discards a Roast, probably. Discards the remand. What? Did he draw a Deceiver? He did. We know he has a Roast and a Lightning Bolt. So he gets a Lightning Bolt, the Liliana. We can Dispel it. Not if he taps down our Water Grave. Alright, so he gets to kill our Liliana the Veil. I guess we get to take his Roast. I think we still... Yeah, he untaps the Sulfur False. Yeah, we still play Liliana. He drew back-to-back Deceiver Exarch. I don't know. It's kind of awkward. So he has a Roast in hand, which we don't really care about. So he needs to hit, like, land plus Splinter Twin. But we need to be drawing a Terminate. Whoa. Kind of awkward. I just hit him with Tar Pit here? I don't have anything else to do. I don't really care about grabbing that Roast. Like, I can just do it next turn. Like, I don't want to give away the opportunity to, like, hit another land to be able to kill a Deceiver with Kolaghan's Command plus Bolt. I know he could, like, draw a land and then hold it and then discard that to the Kolaghan's Command and keep the Roast, and then we're going to feel bad if we draw Tasigur, but we have 5 points of burn. I think we're winning this race. Yeah, we have way too many good hits to not cast this Thought Scour here. Even a land is good because it lets us hit with Tar Pit. That is the one land that doesn't matter. Alright. So he's had 2 random draws. He's got the Roast and 2 cards. Now that we have another land, though, we can... Alright, we know one of them's a land. And something else. Come on, man. We can kill it with swinging plus lightning bolt. Or we can just go after him. We can put him to 10, then 8, then 5. That's not good. I think we have to kill the Jace. Put him to 10, then 8, then 5. We're hitting him for 2 a turn. He's hitting us for 2 a turn, but he can dig with Jace. We could just lightning bolt the Jace, animate Tar Pit, hold up Dispel. I think we have to kill Jace. Now we're gonna draw our second red source. No. So we're dead in 4 turns. He's dead in 4 turns. We have a Dispel for burn that would speed up his clock. I think we still hit, like, leaving back Tar Pit to block and then Kolaghan's Command to finish off a Deceiver. With us having these Dispels, I feel like we have one more draw. And if we draw another blank, there we go, Tassiger's good. Now we're in the scenario where he has that Roast. And that's awkward. Yeah, we're 2 lands away from animating both Tar Pits. We could play Tassiger, he could Roast it, hit us to 2. We could Kolaghan's Command to get it back and then play it again. Then we go to 1. I mean, if he has a Snapcaster, he might just go Snapcaster Bolt. But maybe if he's playing around the Dispel, he'll go Snapcaster Roast again. But I think we can block with Tar Pit on that turn. I think we play Tassiger. And we probably just animate Tar Pit, block, go to 3. I think that changes the math a little bit. I don't think we swing. Or maybe we do swing. He hits us to 2 now because we know the Tassiger's going to die and we won't be able to swing next turn. So I think we just need to ignore his life total. We're half a turn behind, so. Let's see if we can get something good. We have a Terminate. Can we get rid of enough irrelevant cards? Doesn't look like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves us with Terminate, Liliana, Jace, Lightning Bolt. The Karanos has not mattered at all. But how am I supposed to know he never hits his 5th land, you know? Oh, we're not going to block 1 because we're going to call against command back our Tasigur. Yeah, that shock on that Watery Grave really mattered. I think we return Tasigur. Maybe we return Jace instead. Joke's on you, buddy. This grabs the last card out of his hand. It is a Staticaster. We should have this game wrapped up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we're dead to roast. Yeah, this means he can't attack. He might go in for the 1 point of damage. We should have played the Scalding Tarn, because if we draw another land, then we can fetch and swing with both tar pits. Loose. Playing loose. I think we've got it now, though. Do have another island. Yes, we do have another island. So we can still dispel. I don't think I want to swing with the Tasigur. Should make him block next turn. Like, he just takes, and then that turns on either a second roast or a Snapcaster as an out for him. Terrified that I didn't have the second island. Should be game. Yeah, because we get to flashback. We get to animate, flip, flashback, lightning bolt. Whew! That was a scary one. Dispel, proving its worth. Alright, so that's it. We won. We will, yeah, be back for the next round. Thanks for watching.